Welcome to Lee Kiao Jung channel. If this is your first time here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to support me in creating more meaningful videos.
Today, we follow Sung Luyen once again. Early in the morning, the path leading to her little tomato garden is still covered in a soft layer of mist. She continues her daily routine, harvesting tomatoes to sell, doing everything she can to support herself and her young child. Life has never been easy, yet there is a quiet strength within her, a gentle light that never fades. As she reaches the garden, the rows of tomato plants greet her with their vibrant red colors. Birds chirp softly in the trees above, as if offering her a bit of encouragement. Luyen bends down, her hands steady and careful, lifting each ripe tomato with tenderness. She chooses only the brightest, reddest ones, treating them as though they were little pieces of hope she is gathering for her family. One by one, the tomatoes fall gently into her old bamboo basket, the same basket that has been with her for years, witnessing her struggles, her silent tears, and her determination to build a better future for her child. What she doesn't know is that today will bring something unexpected. In the distance, a figure begins walking toward the garden. The steps are soft but hurried, carrying a sense of purpose. Luyen continues her work, unaware that just moments from now, her life is about to shift toward warmth, toward kindness, toward something she has long hoped for. And so, in the calm of the morning light, Sung Luyen's quiet yet emotional story continues to unfold.
In the middle of the crowded, noisy city, James finds himself thinking about Sung Luyen again. The rushing cars and the busy streets slowly fade into the background, leaving only her image in his mind. He wonders, what is she doing at this very moment? Is she tired or smiling softly in her tomato garden? Suddenly, the feeling of longing washes over him, stronger than the horns and lights around him. It makes him pause for a moment, letting out a quiet sigh, because even here, in the heart of the city, his heart still belongs to her.
In the quiet tomato garden, Sung Luyen has finally filled her bamboo basket. She carefully adjusts each tomato, making sure none of them will fall out on the way. Looking at the bright red harvest, she smiles, a small smile filled with hope. Today, she prays she can sell all of these tomatoes at the market so she can earn a little more to care for her child and keep their life going. After securing the basket on her back, Luyen begins her walk. The narrow path slowly leads her toward the town's marketplace, where shops line the streets and people move busily in every direction. And deep in her heart, she believes, today just might be a good day. When she arrives at the market, Sung Luyen chooses a small spot by the roadside, a place where many people often pass by. She gently sets down her bamboo basket and carefully pours out the bright red tomatoes she harvested that morning. Once again, she arranges them neatly into small, rounded piles so anyone walking by can immediately see their freshness and beauty. Sitting down, hands resting on her knees, she watches the flow of people moving past. In her heart, she carries one simple hope: that kind customers will stop and help her by buying the tomatoes she worked so hard to gather today. Time passes slowly. The sun grows warmer, and a light breeze drifts through the busy street, carrying the scent of the morning. She waits, her eyes calm but tinged with worry. Then, finally, a gentle-looking woman approaches. The woman pauses, takes a good look at the tomatoes, and smiles softly. "Can I buy a few kilos?" That one sentence feels like a small miracle. Luyen quickly stands up, selecting the freshest tomatoes and placing them carefully into a bag. The woman pays her, thanks her, and walks away. A warm smile spreads across Luyen's face, as bright as the morning sun breaking through the clouds. Not long after, a man passing by stops to buy some tomatoes too. Then another person comes, and then another. Each time someone bends down to choose a few tomatoes, her hope grows a little more. As time goes on, the piles of tomatoes in front of her slowly shrink, bit by bit, until finally only the empty bamboo basket remains. When the last customer leaves, Sung Luyen looks into her empty basket and lets out a relieved breath. Everything she worked so hard to harvest since dawn has finally been sold. A quiet but deep joy fills her heart. Her effort, her patience, her sweat, and the hope she carried with her have all been rewarded today. As Sung Luyen stands by the roadside, getting ready to head home, James suddenly appears and finds her. The moment he sees her, he walks quickly toward her, gently takes the bamboo basket, and lifts it onto his own back. He holds her hand, his eyes filled with longing, and softly guides her toward his motorbike. On the way home, the two talk warmly, sharing how much they've missed each other during the days apart. Their words are simple, but filled with tenderness, gently closing the distance their hearts had endured for so long.
On their way back, the two decide to stop at a small roadside restaurant for lunch. The place is simple, with an old metal roof and wooden tables, but to them, it feels peaceful, almost perfect. They choose a small table by the window, where they can watch people passing by outside. While waiting for their food and drinks, they begin to open up to each other. James places his hand on the table, and naturally, Sung Luyen sets her small hand into his. Their fingers intertwine softly, as if they've been waiting for this moment far too long. They talk about the days they spent apart, the sleepless nights filled with longing, and the quiet worries that the other might be struggling alone. Their eyes meet, warm, gentle, full of affection. In that simple moment, it feels as if the world has grown quiet, leaving only the steady closeness of two hearts finding their way back home. When the food finally arrives, warm dishes and cold drinks, they eat together with a joy they've been longing for. Every smile, every small laugh, every shared glance fills the space between them with love. Even the ordinary meal becomes something special. After finishing their lunch, while they sit resting for a moment, James suddenly looks into her eyes and speaks softly. "Today, I want to take you to try on a wedding dress." Sung Luyen freezes, her eyes widening in surprise. She thinks she must have misheard him, so she asks quietly, Are you joking?" James shakes his head gently, squeezing her hand with tenderness. "No, I'm serious. I've wanted this for a very long time. I want to see you in a wedding dress, and I want to know if you would agree to become my wife." In that moment, her face lights up. A bright, genuine smile spreads across her lips. Tears shimmer at the corners of her eyes, but they're tears of happiness, pure and overflowing. I agree," she whispers, her heart dancing with joy. And just like that, in the middle of an ordinary afternoon, the dream they had both silently carried becomes real. A new chapter awaits them, one filled with love, family, and the future they've long hoped for.
After leaving the restaurant, the two of them head to a wedding dress shop in town. The bright sign at the entrance and the elegant white dresses displayed behind the glass make Sung Luyen's heart flutter. She never imagined she would one day step into a place like this, yet today, the dream she once thought impossible is becoming real. Inside, warm lights shine gently over rows of wedding gowns, sparkling ball gowns, delicate lace dresses, elegant, simple designs that capture the eye. Sung Luyen walks slowly, her gaze filled with wonder and emotion. She reaches out and touches a soft white dress, smiling gently. This was something she had always dreamed of wearing at least once in her life, a wedding dress meant for her special day. And today, that dream finally comes true. After a while, she stops in front of the gown that makes her heart skip, a soft, graceful dress with gentle lace tracing along the waist. "I'd like to try this one," she says, her voice glowing with happiness. The staff guides her into the fitting room, and once she puts on the dress, they begin to do her makeup, making her look radiant. The makeup artist works with delicate care, as if she's tending to a precious flower. A soft layer of powder to smooth her skin, a thin line of eyeliner to highlight her gentle eyes, a touch of rosy lipstick to brighten her smile. Sung Luyen was already naturally beautiful, but under the careful hands of the stylist, her beauty glows even more, soft, bright, and pure. And it's not just her appearance. Her kindness, her gentle heart make her shine in a way no makeup ever could. While James waits outside, feeling more nervous than he ever expected, he checks his watch, then looks toward the closed door again. He wonders, what will my future bride look like when she steps out? The thought makes him smile, his heart beating faster. For James, this moment isn't just about seeing her in a wedding dress. It's the moment he sees his future, clearer and more precious than ever.
She stepped out in stunning beauty, the wedding gown flowing softly around her as she moved. The lights in the room shimmered across the dress, making her look almost angelic. James, already dressed in his groom's suit, stood up the moment he saw her. His breath caught for a second. He had imagined this moment so many times, but the real thing was far more beautiful. She walked slowly toward him, a shy smile on her face, her hands gently holding the fabric of her gown. When she reached him, James took her hands, feeling the warmth and the softness he had missed for so long. They looked at each other with joy that words couldn't express. After everything they had faced, the distance, the challenges, the waiting, standing here together felt like a dream finally coming true. She turned slightly so he could see the whole dress, laughing softly as he complimented her again and again. He whispered that she looked perfect, and she blushed with happiness. Side by side, they stood in front of the mirror, seeing themselves as bride and groom for the very first time. A moment they would never forget. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more heartwarming moments.